we're on a mission. It's about making myself and this team better, getting us in the best position and the most confident to go up to Cleveland and start the season off with a win.
What's good, people? It's your boy, Mr. Rome, Cowboys fan talk, right back. Like I never left. Y'all see it. Y'all see that pressure is a privilege shirt. Shout out to my brother Jay Tuck, CFO Sports. Go tap in and get you one. It's about that time. It is about that time. Y'all see the cartel on the watch? Yeah, y'all see that. Y'all see the cartel on the watch? You know, you got it. That's how you got to do it. It's time. We about 72 hours. Not the exact time, but about 3 days from kickoff. I'm ready. I know the Cowboys are ready because the way they talking, I know they're locked in. The way I'm hearing my leaders of my team give it up, I have nothing but confidence going into this game. I'm not overlooking the Browns, and we'll talk about that in a second. Because I respect the Browns. Great defense. They have great offensive pieces. I think that we're a better team than the Browns overall. You could say I'm a homer or whatever. That's my opinion. I think that we're going to do more and control this game more than people realize. I want to talk about some things that will help us dominate the Browns. Not just win, but dominate. And it's simple. I think that the Cowboys are going to dominate in the trenches. I know that sounds sacrilegious. Wow, they got Myles Garrett. They got Zadarius Smith. They got, I forgot their D tackle. How could you possibly dominate that offensive line in the trenches? Well, let me go ahead and give some love to some of the people we've played. We've played some of the better offensive lines in the NFL. And before our offensive line upgraded recently, I've seen us hold our own for the most part, offensive line-wise, in the trenches. That was with Tyler Biadasz and with a on and off Tyron Smith, injury-wise, not talent-wise. I'm not saying that Tyler Guyton is better than Tyron Smith. I ain't crazy. I am saying that Cooper Beebe is better than Tyler Biadasz. I am saying that Terrence Steele's 1 year removed from that injury and he's more healthy. I think with two established all-pro guards on both sides of Cooper Beebe, with a very vicious, and I'm using that word specifically, vicious and aggressive left tackle that loves to run block and is eager to keep getting better every day in Tyler Guyton, I think that we're going to control more of the offensive line, more of the trenches on the offensive side of the ball than you realize, which is going to help our running game that only averaged 59 yards a game last year. 59, which is horrible. We're going to control the trenches. We're going to establish physical, situational running. And I'm not unconvinced that some of our running backs got more juice than you think. Rico Dowdle, I know he got a little bit of juice. I know he got, he shows the most spring in his legs. But I think Dalvin Cook got more left in the tank than y'all think. I think Dalvin Cook's going to play. I think Zeke Elliott's going to be dominant in short situational running. I think he's going to show more pop in his legs. I think our running game with a chip on their shoulder is going to help us establish our dominance in the trenches. And then I think that Dak Prescott is going to sling that ball all around the field because he got a chance this offseason to do something different. He got a chance to work exclusively with 9 number 1 wide receivers. He did a lot of work with Tolbert and Jalen Brooks and Flournoy, or my dog Flo, that I like to call him now, and Jake Ferguson, etc. I think his comfortability, and Brandon Cooks, and I was going to speak of him in a second, I think his comfortability with his weapons is at an all-time high. I feel like this is going to be like last year where there was a big transitional period where we're just trying to fill ourselves out. I think Dak Prescott and the weapons are locked in. I think they locked in. I think CeeDee Lamb saying that he got a lot of work with Dak Prescott. See, this is what y'all missed.
You and Dak.
Do you want a number? I can't give you a number. Often, I would say quite often. Anytime that I'm back in town, obviously, and he's obviously back here, I hit him, and then it's very good having a rich quarterback.
Yeah, what I'm saying, but the fact that you were going through your stuff, but you were still making a point to work with your quarterback to be ready for the season.
Yeah, man. Obviously, me not going to be in camp, and I didn't know it was going to be that long, to be honest. But I will say for the missed time, we got a lot of mixed reps. Like we've been working plenty, different routes, different situations, seeing different coverages, different stems. The list could go on and on. But yeah, me and Dak, we've always been on the same page since I got here.
Sam and Dak Prescott, they was locked in. They was locked in better than y'all thought. Like, they put work in this offseason. They just couldn't talk about it. So I think it's comfortability with this offense. I think situational running. I think better trench work with our offensive line. I think our offense is going to be humming to the point where I said we might score 23. I might start leaning 27. I think I might lean 27. 27-20 might be what I'll lean on, but we'll get to that in a second. I also wanted to talk about our defense. And the one thing that I think is going to assist our defense is the continuity that you spoke about with the Cowboys. The Browns have none of that. Mary Kay Cabot, one of the reporters out of Cleveland, spoke about that specifically. She was on 103.5 The Fan, and she talked about the fact that Deshawn Watson, Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, and Jerry Jeudy, and whatever they were, tight end, David Njoku, they have played 0 snaps together this offseason. And Watson is still getting acclimated back from that shoulder surgery. All I'm saying is this. I'm not saying that they can't become a decent offense. I'm saying rust and getting everything down pat, timing and stuff, unlike what I just said with Dak and them, is going to be an issue. Let me let you hear what she said.
Camp. The thing about training camp is that he never had his full complement of receivers and tight ends around him. I think I remember one practice where I looked out there and saw all of those guys that I mentioned previously out there on the field with him. So they haven't had a lot of time on task, and I think that could be a little bit of a problem early on because they just haven't done it. And then he never played in the preseason games, so his preseason action for the first time since November 12th is going to be coming early on against Dallas on Sunday.
So y'all hear what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be rusty. And our defense, I think, is humming. I think our defense is chomping at the bit to get busy. The Cowboys defense is going to be a problem because this isn't like a hodgepodge group of characters. The pieces that we added were easy to insert. I think there's a lot of familiarity. I think that although we switched over from Dan Quinn to Mike Zimmer, I think the way Mike Zimmer teaches and coaches and getting a chance to just be with all the players since earlier in the year when he got hired, and the fact that him and Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs have those meetings, I spoke about that in a video a while back, pre-camp days, after camp, etc. I think that everyone is extremely comfortable with what we're running. There's not going to be a lot of confusion. As Mike Zimmer said to Maris Lilfile recently, one of our rookies, he said, you go out there and let it fly. Let me do all the thinking. That's supreme confidence. That's telling them, look, man, I'll take all of the blowback if things don't work out, but I'm confident. You go do you. Let me do the planning. I think our defense is going to dominate the Cleveland for a while now. I think Cleveland's going to fall back onto the running game because the passing game ain't going to be there. And I think that that's where we're going to learn a lot about our team. They're going to learn a lot about our team. Can we actually stop the run? Ford is a good running back. Their offensive line is not like it used to be. That's one of their weaknesses now. So it's going to be mainly on Ford. But I don't think Watson and the rest of his crew are going to be clicking that much. They're going to try to just run us out of our personnel, try to make us match personnel and see if we can handle it. Phillips, Linval Joseph, our new linebacking crew, it's going to be on y'all to let them know this ain't the last year Cowboys. I got faith that they will, but you guys let me know in the comments if you think, I don't know, I got to see it to believe it. I understand that. I already believe it to see it. There's a difference. So I love all of that. I think this game is going to be decided in the trenches. And I think the Cowboys trenches are going to show that we've elevated both sides of the ball this offseason. That's all I'm saying. The game will be won in the trenches. That will create the dominance for the outside. I think the trench work that dominates on defense will create turnovers. I think Watson throws us an interception at least, maybe 2. I think that the trench work dominating on the offensive side will let us establish the run. And then the last piece, the main piece on the chessboard, Micah Parsons. I saved this to the end. If you got here, go ahead and put a line in the comments. Micah Parsons, his new mindset is going to change everything because your leaders are infectious and it pretty much helps everyone around you. Micah Parsons has this new mindset where he's talking about being a killer and a hitman and an assassin. I'm going to let you hear him break this down.
Which I tell my family is 0 dark 30 mode. And, it's that thing where you're kind of a little bit more emotionless. You kind of always into your thoughts because the concentration, the level of dedication, determination it takes week in, week out to do what we do and to, study opponents and recovery and just kind of, you want to be alone a lot of times during these times. So it's a different level of mindset. As you keep getting better, and it always brings me an analogy of it's the killer, the hitman, and the assassin. The killer, he's sloppy. He's probably going to get caught. He's not very good at what he does, but he's a killer. He's raw on the streets. Call it like that. And you got the hitman. The hitman might not get caught, but you know who did it. He's probably a little bit more clean. And the assassin, you don't even know he's there. You don't even know he done it. You know what I'm saying? So each time you really want to develop, and I think at this 4th year mark for me, I think I'm ready to be an assassin.
That mindset right there, it just changes everything. It's let me see the maturation of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons' natural talent leaps off the screen. We've seen that the first year, like, whoa. But hearing them talk about the process of getting rid of all distractions, mentally locking in, the focus it takes, and then hearing them say, I let my family know I'm about to lock in. I hear some of the greats. I heard Kobe say stuff like that. Jordan say stuff like that. Tom Brady say things like that. Some of the best in the game have said, I kind of go into a different place when it's time to get busy. I'm loving to hear Micah talking like that because that type of focus is infectious. It kind of bleeds into the players around you. To hear him say, man, look, man, at first I was just a killer. Then I became a hitman where, I was going out there and doing my thing, but I kind of didn't have it perfected. He's talking about right now being an expert at what he does. I'm an assassin. I know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and how to get done with it. Like, I love the mindset. I love just to hear him break it down. It has my confidence, not just on this game versus the Browns, because this game can go either way if you want to say it. It's the first game of the year. Look, you can lose or win a first game. It don't define your season. The Chiefs lost the first game last year and won the chip. It's not that. I'm looking to see how our team performs. Wins and losses do matter. It can decide playoff positioning. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I need to see that we belong on the field with a great defense. That's all I need to see in a hostile environment. That's where that mindset that Mike is talking about comes into play. It's a business trip. I got the Cowboys handling their business. It's your boy, Mr. Ron, man. I'll holler.